All right, Jenny, tough preseason. Are you happy to be out of the preseason now and into Big West play?
Absolutely. You know, we've talked about it all season about preparing to head into conference and to be ready for that. So, you know, it was a nice break. It was nice to hit the road with a 0-0 record and really leave the record behind, but, you know, take the experience with us. And I think our kids did a great job coming out this weekend and really, you know, setting the tone for the rest of the conference.
Yeah, as we've seen with other sports here at Cal Poly, the preseason sometimes can get a little ugly looking at the record, but the experience that you gain from that is, you know, tremendous, and it helps in the postseason later on. What have the girls learned from this preseason schedule, and how's that going to help them now hopefully win the Big West championship?
I think we've learned a lot. You can't really take any opponent for granted. One little mistake is, you know, can really be the demise of the entire game if you don't shut the door on it. But I think just the fact that we had some really tight games against top 10, top 5, number 1 teams in the country, and knowing that we can compete with them when we play cleanly and we play our game, and so I think that they'll take that experience with them. But just knowing, I think after this weekend, you know, coming from behind yesterday, and we didn't play flawlessly, we weren't perfect, but we, you know, did enough to get the W's, and I think that knowing that we can do that and we can come from behind will help us build on the rest of the, you know, the next 6 series that we have.
Yeah, Jenny, forgetting your preseason record, but going to Riverside on the bus ride, your pregame, how did you see your team going into that series?
I think that they were really excited about the opportunity for a fresh start. You know, we've just gotten kind of beat up all season long, and we had good performances here and there, but we never really seemed to put everything together. And so they've been buying into themselves. They've been seeing some improvement individually and as a team, and so we really have focused all season long on conference. This is what it's all about. We've got to win it to get there, and you know, it's, you know, we have seven weekends that we play conference, and so we take it like a game. So we've won the first inning, so we've got 6 more to go and see if we can't, you know, win every inning, which is what we talk about during the game: win the pitch, win the inning, win the game. So that was kind of our approach. We really just kept it simple and, you know, focused on Riverside and focused on the first game. And, you know, it was nice, I think, for us to be visitors, because I think we do a little bit better when we get some runs on the board. And we came out and we scored 2 runs in the first inning of the first game. And I think that set the tone, and, you know, the momentum helped us carry it along the way throughout the weekend.
I think last week or the week before, I'd asked you a question, and you said it was paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
You know, when you're trying to press too many buttons. You said a simple approach. Did you take, not necessarily laissez-faire with your team going into the series, just to kind of let them play? Or?
We took a little step back with the technical and the mechanical parts, and really just, you know, let them get their swings and, you know, get the ground balls and kind of take a breath and really focus on their routines and their breathing and, you know, really staying in this pitch. And so what if you swung at a bad pitch, step back in and get after it. And we really just tried to simplify, you know, offensively, see the ball, hit the ball, you know, in your strike zone, attack it. Defensively, just, you know, expect the ball to be hit to you, and, you know, when it is, pick it up and throw it. So, I mean, we really did. We went back to basics and simplified, and I think that they, you know, really kind of remembered, oh yeah, this is how you do it. And we had a little bit of fun throughout the week, a little less pressure, and just really kind of help them refocus on just keeping the game simple.
Coach, what did you talk to your team about after yesterday's game? I mean, down by 2 to start the last inning. I think it was like 2 runs got walked in, another got hit. You know, I mean that's a huge win, and maybe in non-conference you guys would have just folded. I mean, talk about how pumped the team was after, and just what you hope that shows about your team.
Yeah, we really never gave up. We really stood in there and fought, and you know, we talk about it a lot, and sometimes the game gets bigger than it really is, and our plan was get to first. You know, keep the inning going, figure out a way to get on, whatever that takes. And, you know, we got some great performances. We got some walks. We got a hit by pitch. We got some base hits, and they really kept it simple. They really worked on not making it bigger. You know, nobody on base, you're not going to hit a 2-run home run. And sometimes in the preseason, we got there. We took these big swings, and we tried to swing for the fences, and we tried to make too many things happen. And we really went back to, you know, 60 feet, turn left. I mean, that's the base path. And so if we can get to to first, then we keep the inning, keep the inning going. And, the bottom of our order did a great job in that 7th inning of really manufacturing and putting us in a position where we could get the meat of our lineup up. And then I think we were fortunate to get some, they intentionally walked Anna, and then they changed their pitcher, and, she didn't get it done, and she walked Steph, and then, they got a strikeout, which was great, and then, hit the next batter and walked the next run in. So our kids really focused on, offensively, what's your pitch, and stick to that plan, and that's the pitch you're going to swing at. And so, the pitches weren't in the strike zone. They didn't try to do too much, and that's what we've been trying to get them to be able to do all year. And I think that the biggest thing is we never panicked. We were behind, we came back. We gave up the 2 runs in that game yesterday, and we came back right away and scored 2 runs. And it was definitely a team effort. Rebecca Patton threw great for us all weekend. Trista Thomas came in that second game on Saturday and had a good performance. And so that was really positive for us. And offensively, we swung the bats how we're capable of. We had a ton of line drive outs that you're not going to see in the stats, but we swung the bat really well and had some really good at-bats. So I think offensively and pitching-wise, we had some great performances. Defensively, we made some mistakes, but the beautiful thing about that is we won the series and still made some mistakes, so there's definitely room for improvement, but, we're playing well.
Santa Barbara this weekend. How big of a rivalry is this for your softball team? I mean, we know how it is for soccer and basketball. I mean, talk about how it is for softball.
I think it's a big rivalry, just like with any of the other sports. You always like it when the Gauchos come to town, and hopefully you get a good fan base. And for us, we're not at home that often, so when we get to have them in town, to have people come out and be supportive. But with our record and what we've got going on and, what we've done throughout the season, it doesn't really matter who the opponent is as long as we focus on what we're capable of doing, and execute that. We get our pitching and our defense and our timely hitting. It doesn't really matter who the team in the other dugout is. It just so happens to be Santa Barbara. They're just the second inning of our season. So, we're excited to play them. But,
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.